Today we will see back of thigh. This is the medial aspect. This is the lateral aspect. This is the superior aspect. This is the inferior aspect. We have dissected out the left lower limb. It consists of hamstring muscles and short head of biceps femoris, sciatic nerve and arterial anastomosis on the back of thigh. Now let us look at the components one by one. Coming to the hamstring muscles are semitendinosus, semimembranosus and ischial part of adductor magnus and long head of biceps femoris. Now the characteristics of the hamstring muscles are, all these muscles arise from the ischial tuberosity and all are inserted into either tibia or fibula and all are supplied by the tibial nerve. All are flexors of the knee and extensors of the hip joint. This is a sciatic nerve, one of the largest nerve of our body. As you can see, it divides into tibial nerve and common peroneal nerve at the apex of the popliteal fossa. Now let us look at the muscles one by one. Here we have the semitendinosus muscle. It arises from the lower medial part of the upper quadrilateral area of the ischial tuberosity into the upper part of the medial surface of the tibia. This is the semimembranosus muscle. It arises from the upper lateral part of the upper quadrilateral area of ischial tuberosity into the horizontal groove on the posterior aspect of the medial condyle of the tibia. Now this muscle that you see here is the ischial part of the adductor magnus. It arises from the inferolateral aspect of the ischial tuberosity into the adductor tubercle on the femur. Next we will see the long head of the biceps femoris. The long head arises from the lower medial part of the upper quadrilateral area of ischial tuberosity and the short head it arises from the lateral lip of the linea aspera and it gets inserted into the head of the fibula in front of its styloid process. The long head of the biceps femoris is supplied by the tibial part of the sciatic nerve and the short head is supplied by the common peroneal part of the sciatic nerve. Semitendinosus, semimembranosus and ischial part of the adductor magnus, all these three muscles are supplied by the tibial part of the sciatic nerve. Now the action of the hamstring muscles are, they are the chief flexors of the knee joint and weak extensor of the hip joint. The hamstrings are the high extensors during walking on the flat ground when gluteus maximus exercise minimal activity. The clinical significance of hamstring muscles are, if any of the hamstring muscles are paralyzed, the patient tends to fall forward because gluteus maximus muscle cannot maintain the necessary tone to stand upright. Let us now look at the sciatic nerve. The sciatic nerve is the thickest nerve of the body. The root value is L4, L5, S1, S2 and S3. It enters the gluteal region just below the piriformis muscle and it runs downwards between ischial tuberosity and greater trochanter. This nerve, it enters the back of thigh at the lower border of the gluteus maximus. This sciatic nerve, at the level of superior angle of popliteal fossa, it divides into tibial nerve and common peroneal nerve. This common peroneal nerve passes through the head of the fibula and winds around the neck of the fibula. Therefore, if there is any fracture of the neck of fibula, it leads to foot drop. Also, the sciatic nerve is uncovered on the back of thigh in the angle between the lower border of the gluteus maximus and the long head of the biceps femoris. Therefore, any temporary compression on the sciatic nerve against femur at the lower border of the gluteus maximus, it causes paresthesia in the lower limb called a sleeping foot.